instructions to you as well, so that if anyone wants to follow through, they can go through that. So let me just do that now. Okay. So just stay with me. Okay.
One extra thing, Searchmore, sorry, before we kick off, just to, I guess, manage expectations. I've booked this slot for 3 hours today. I don't know exactly how long you anticipated needing for today, but I thought if it was going to be 3 hours, will we recommend a break partway through as well? Like if you just want to find a natural stopping point, then.
Yes, so usually the approach is, I think, plus or minus 2 hours, but if depending on how far we progress, given that a lot of people already use Yardi 7S, so I guess we'll stop after an hour, take a 5 to 10 minute break, and then come back and finish the rest of the session. So, so we might have 2 breaks or 1 break depending on how we proceed and the interaction from everyone. Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Okay. So, in a nutshell, thank you, Eli, for introducing me. But for everyone, just a background. I work as a PSG consultant. So this is what we call the professional service group, and our focus is in investment management. So when I talk of investment and management, from your side, it's all about investment accounting, or for accountants, it's all your fund accounting effectively. So this is where you do your consolidation and everything. But also linked to that is the fact that we also do the general ledger side of things. So in essence, Wesley, I'm going to be, I've prepared this presentation on the assumption that there are some people who have got limited level of knowledge and others who have advanced knowledge. So I'm trying to strike a balance. So some of the things I'll quickly go browse through. If it's not clear as we relate it to 7S, please feel free to stop me. So that's the key thing. I want it to be very participative. Okay. So in a nutshell, what we are going to be looking at when we talk of our investment accounting, sorry, I'll start. This will be my first presentation. So if we talk of investment accounting, all I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the structure and investment management and fund structures, which you are aware of, but I'll also relate this to V8. How does it link up to that? So the most important thing is we have got a quick agenda here, which I've already previously shared with earlier already, but all this is in the context that you already know, but I want to discuss it from a V8 point of view. So in essence, you might have an understanding of the investment accounting system overview, but in this case, I'll relate it to V8, and then we also go about the standard accounting setup. So in essence, when I'm looking at this presentation, I'm taking it from the point of people who are doing the system administration and also the people who will be doing the accounting side of things. So when we talk of the overview, all we are saying is when we access V8, what are we accessing? So the first thing we do is when you access V8, we have your normal Yardi 1 functionality which you have. So what happens is when you go in there on your Yardi 1 platform, the first thing you see is you have got 7S, and then you have got an app called Elevate. So once you click on that Elevate, then you come to see the functions which you are required to be viewing. So what happens is, I'll just go into Elevate now. Okay. I don't know if everyone can see my screen now.
Yeah, see that.
Yeah, okay. So what I have here is, in essence, when you go in here, the first thing you see is, before you go in, when you click in, you have a screen like this. Okay, so this screen of effectively what it does tell you is it tells you the functions or the roles which you have. So when you look of 7S, what you do is you go into your function. Hello? Hello? Hello, was that a question?
No, I don't think so. I think someone's mic just came off briefly. Don't worry.
Okay. Sorry. So what happens is when you go in 7S, usually you have got on your left side of 7S where you just click on a function, and then you go to the sort of like role you want to play. So in V8 we have got defined roles, and these defined roles are effectively GL manager, investment accounting, system administration, and voyage admin. What happens is these functionalities, depending on what is you are going to do, you'll find that these two are more or less from an administration point of view. So most users will not be seeing this. Whilstly the other user, the majority of the users will be moving between these two roles, GL manager and investment accounting. So the GL manager is effectively your general ledger. So this is where you do your basics. And then investment accounting, this is where you do most of your most of your consolidation and all that. So we'll come back to that. But before we move into that, it is important to note from an accounting setup point of view what happens. So for those who do a bit of administration, I'll look at that briefly. So most of the stuff is done in Voyager administration here. So what happens is, depending on your role, you have got all these databases. So when you are in 7S, usually you have Yardi, you have 7S Live, you have 7S that. So in V8, the screen is very intuitive. So what happens is every time you click on a row, depending on what functionalities you have been, what access you have been given, you see all the DBs here. So in this case, we have got our DB, which we are calling test. So if I click in test here, automatically it takes me to a dashboard for V8 for the system administrator. So what does this mean? It means that the system administrator will be able to see everything. So in 7S, usually you have got the role called administrator. Depending on custom menu, it will have a different name for you. So in a nutshell, what we are effectively saying here is, I think I always want to relate this to briefly to 7S as well, so that people can see what we are talking about. So I'll just come here and pick up this functionality for now. So usually, because I'm in Yardi, I've got so many roles. So at the moment, if you look at these rows, we've got so many of them. But in V8, as you can see, you've got, instead of having all these, you have got general manager, GL manager, investment accounting, and system administration, and voyage administration. So what we call as voyage administration is what is currently called system administration here. So for those who do administration will know that. So when we relate this to Voyager 8, we have got this system administration. So this is where all the setup is done for the various things, like when we're setting up the securities, when we set up certain things, admin. So I'm not going into detail in this, but for anyone who does this, usually you call them super users, this is what you see. Now, the most important thing which I want you to get from this is the fact that we have got this dashboard, and depending on what you are going to view, you find that you can move between roles depending on your access rights, which Ailey and the team will set up for you, you have these various menus. So you can easily move between those menus. So for me, I've got access to everything. So I have got the GL manager, I've got investment accounting, I've got system administration and that. So from a administration point of view, the first thing usually when you do the setup is we have got what we call system administration. So the difference in what we call system administration in V8 and what we call voyage administration. Voyage administration is effectively this row which we were just looking at just now. So if I come here, I go back to the various rows which you have here. So you have all sorts of rows here. So you come up to this screen, and this is the system